We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem. That it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. While previous presidents have made this a major campaign promise, they failed to deliver. Today, I am delivering.
I continue to say that Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and I have said that before, and I will say it again.
And Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided.
Jerusalem is still the capital of Israel and must remain an undivided city.
As soon as I take office, I will begin the process of moving the United States ambassador to the city of Israel.
We'll pass massive tax reform to create millions of new jobs and lower taxes for everyone.
The conference report is adopted without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid upon the table. Something this big, something this generational, something this profound could not have been done without exquisite presidential leadership. Mr. President, thank you for getting us over the finish line.
Mr. President, you fulfilled the promise you made to millions of Americans struggling in this economy to cut taxes across the board.
Brexit. How can you possibly vote for Donald Trump? We may not like some of the things that he says, and I certainly don't like some of the things that he said in the past. But I do respect the fact that he stood on a platform which he is now delivering. He is going to go down in history as being roundly condemned for being the only politician to deliver on his promises.
Trans-Pacific Partnership is the greatest danger yet. The TPP, as it's known, would be the death blow for American manufacturing. The United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord. So this is what we have now. This is where we were in 1960, and when we're finished, which won't be in too long a period of time, we will be less than where we were in 1960, and we will have a great regulatory climate. Pledged to take action, and today I am keeping that promise. This executive order starts the process of opening offshore areas to job-creating energy exploration. It reverses the previous administration's Arctic leasing ban that will bring revenue to our Treasury and jobs to our workers.
Can President Trump take the credit for this? Because it's an amazing statistic.
I think he can, and here's why. What he did that the other president hadn't done, that Obama didn't do, is he let the warriors make decisions about how you fight wars. What he did is he moved the battlefield decisions down to battlefield commanders, changed the rules of operation. The college professors don't fight wars very well, but warriors do.
Justice Scalia died recently. I am looking to appoint judges very much in the mold of Justice Scalia.
As we took these actions, we saw the U.S. economy grow consistently. We saw the longest streak of job creation in American history by far, a streak that still continues, by the way. Thanks, Obama.
And President Obama, he wants to take just some of the credit for the strong economy that we've got in this first year of the Trump administration. As a Democrat, do you think that President Obama has a point there?
Stuart, I'm laughing. Do you notice how hard I don't know? I don't know if I can stop laughing to answer the question. Look at what President Trump has done. We've had 2 consecutive quarters of over 3% GDP. We're going to have a third quarter of over 3% GDP. Look at what we've done in manufacturing. We've created 16,000 manufacturing jobs every month. Last year, in the Obama administration, for the year, they lost 16,000 manufacturing jobs.
As you may have noticed following this election, Donald Trump came to Indiana and talked a lot about what happened with a carrier shipping their jobs out of state. Here's someone who worked for Carrier, and he has a question for you.
How you doing, Mr. President?
How are you?
My name is Eric Cottenham, and I'm representing the Steelworkers Union. What do we have left as far as all of our jobs are leaving? What can we look forward to in the future as far as jobs, employment, whatever, because all of our jobs is left or in the process of leaving, sir.
When somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back, well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
You're going to see two sides of this argument. Of course, President Obama is going to try to say, I built the ramp for this. This is my surge in the economy. President Trump saying, no, I unleashed the market through deregulation and the promise of tax reform. Who's right?
President Trump. President Obama reads from a very simple textbook of democratic economics. All the problems in the world are caused by Republicans. In his administration, whenever something went wrong, he blamed the legacy of George Bush. During the Obama period, they created jobs for sure, but it was a very slow pace, about half the pace as during the Reagan years, which, by the way, was when we last cut taxes and deregulated.
Would these things be happening if it was President Hillary Clinton right now? So would we be seeing this growth with a different president?
Absolutely not. The whole mantra of the Obama-Clinton presidency, we live in an age of limits, that the economy can't grow, that the wealthy are stealing it all, and we have to redivide a limited pie. Whereas the whole notion behind Trumponomics is let's make the pie bigger, let's create more opportunities.
Can you imagine Donald Trump standing up one day and delivering a State of the Union address?
Well, I can imagine it in a Saturday night skit. Mr. Trump will not be president.
He's not going to be president. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank. Okay. I guarantee it. All right, all right.
Which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.
I don't see how he can win.
So Donald Trump will lose, and he will then destroy the Republican Party.
Can Donald Trump win a general election? My view is no.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the presidency.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
I couldn't find a single one who now thinks they're going to win.
Donald Trump is not going to get the nomination.
I'd like to support the nominee, but he's not going to be the nominee. That's just not going to happen.
Well, I don't think it's likely that Donald Trump will be the nominee.
He is not going to be the nominee.
Well, I'm going to support the Republican nominee, and I'm comfortable that it's not going to be Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is not going to get this Republican nomination.
So, Jenny, could he actually win?
No freaking way!
Do not tell me that Donald Trump is in this to win this, okay? He's a sideshow.
I don't think he can do it.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. That's not going to happen.
Donald Trump will not become president!
I think if he becomes the president, he'll make it great, because the states is already great.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red capes.
On that note, Tom,
take it from me. How about that?
Cheers, Tom.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump, just last week, he confirmed to the National Review that he is again considering a run in 2016.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
He will never be president of the United States.
And we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket next. I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on.
Sorry to laugh.
There is zero chance we'll be seeing you being sworn in on the Capitol steps with your hand on a giant golden Bible.
I'll make a prediction, though, for you. And I don't really get into predictions much, but this one I'll go way out on a limb. Donald Trump will never, ever be president of the United States. That Trump should not be in this race. He's an absurdity. He is a travesty.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
Donald Trump is the here today, gone tomorrow candidate for president of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Ever respectful of the fact that the people have not voted, he's not going to be president of the United States.
Let's be clear. Donald Trump will lose the election.
I mean, he had a really good chance to be different and really have a chance to change things, but he doesn't do the work. He's lazy.
We talk about him every day, and we continuously bash him.
He's not going to be the president. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
This will be a wake-up call to the Republican Party. Despite Boris thinking that Donald Trump could win New York, like this, the presidential race is over.
Could I just cut through? I have one thing to say, one thing only, and that is that this race is over. Tomorrow morning, the money will dry up. The Republicans will start to hide. Trump has no place to go. This race, effectively, as of tonight, is no longer a presidential race. I mean, everything I know about presidential politics, and I've been through 5 of them, I've never seen one like this. This race is over. You might as well accept it. And the question now is, how do you minimize damage? And the only way you can do that, it seems to me, is to try to grab hold of some old conservative value things and do what Mondale did in '84, which is try to save a few people down ballot. But as far as Donald Trump's concerned, it will never, ever, ever happen.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
It was Donald Trump versus almost all the experts. And as of right now, it looks like Donald Trump was right.
How do we explain that?
I'm not sure you can.
I just think that we should have seen this coming.
America is crying tonight.
This is the time for real wisdom.
If you want real wisdom, I don't have that to offer at this hour.
It's hopeless with terrible values and incompetence galore.
This is a sadness. It is a mourning moment.
And it's, it's troubling.
How do we explain how this is possible?
We've overlooked rural America a bit too much.
No one counted the yard signs.
We're in a weird situation right now.
And it is a moment filled with fear.
Tonight is hard to put into perspective.
If Trump wins, how about bursting into tears and screaming fuck for the next 45 minutes?
Well, America is crying tonight. I'm not sure how much of America, but a very, very significant portion, and I mean literally crying.
Everybody is crying and so upset, and it is the end of their world.
Feels like the end of the world.
We were on Lifetime last night, and I was slowly getting drunk is what happened to me.
How do we explain how this is possible?
How did this happen? Experienced politician versus racist fake gynecologist.
Get your abortions now, because we're going to be fucked, and we're going to have to live with it.
You're awake, by the way. You're not having a terrible, terrible dream. Also, you're not dead and you haven't gone to hell. This is your life now. This is our election now. This is us. This is our country.
This is a different Earth today than it was 24 hours ago. It's a different place.
The woman who President Obama called the most qualified person ever to run for the White House couldn't break through. The question remains.
They come up to me and they're scared, depressed, despair, desperate even, almost clinging to me.
It was a rough night for everybody, I think. We're worried. The people are worried. Okay, he's the president. Now what?
It feels like we're trying to avoid the apocalypse, and half of the country is voting for the asteroid.
Am I right to ask about a doomsday plan? Do you see this as a doomsday scenario?
I can't put a happy face on that. And that's my job.
This is the first time throughout this entire race where I'm officially shitting my pants. I genuinely do not understand how America can be this disorganized.
You're supposed to be able to handle the country! If you can't handle a pussy, it's not hard. You learn it in, middle school.
She was Hillary Clinton, the most qualified candidate, the best suited for the job, the best temperament. Now we're hearing not a good candidate.
History is put on hold yet again.